everyone, it's Chris with Expat Theory. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're returning back, welcome back. Appreciate you being here. Well, this is a video that's been a little bit delayed, long time coming, I guess. I have been in the Philippines now for a month, and I had originally intended to start making videos like once a week, and that kind of fell by the wayside, to be honest with you. I guess I have to start out this video with explaining my naive thoughts, I guess I came here like most every other expat. This idea of I'm going to be on a constant vacation, the 24/7, 365 tourist. I was going to hit the ground running. I was going to be going to a bunch of cool places, seeing a bunch of new stuff, and videoing everything and taking pictures everywhere I go and everything I eat and trying to vlog everything. And then I got here and it's like the reality set in. The reality is this is just like everywhere else, I had this idea of it being such a grand adventure. And it is. I mean, in a way, it is. But in truth, it's more like moving from one state to another in the U.S. You get here, you get your feet on the ground, you get your suitcases put away, you figure out where you're going to stay, what you're going to do, where to go to get stuff, where to do your shopping. Well, it's literally the same as life anywhere else, really. I mean, yeah, it's a foreign country, so there's differences in everything, but I don't know. It's hard to explain and hard to put it into words that I kind of realized quickly that this is normal everyday life. It's not the grand, exciting adventure that you see online. And I understand, being a content creator is kind of a challenge. I mean, if it was so easy, everybody would do it, and there'd be a lot more people doing it than are doing it now, and there'd be a lot more successful people doing it. But in truth, it's actually hard work, and you have to be good at it. You have to have the skills for it, and you have to come up with content all the time. And in a way, the content online has been extremely helpful, but it doesn't really paint the true picture. Seeing it online and actually being here are two completely separate things. You've got content creators out there who are making content that makes the Philippines look like the most beautiful place in the world. It's fantastic. It's beautiful. It's got nature that just to die for. And it's true. It's true. But it takes an awful lot of work on that content creator's part to go do those things, find that stuff, videotape it, take pictures of it, and put together a good video about it. You have other content creators who don't like it here, and they make everything out to be miserable and terrible, and they hate it, and it's in reality, it's neither of those two. It's life, just like everywhere else. That's why a lot of guys, I think, kind of don't succeed, is they don't realize that the life that they bring with them is the life that they're going to live here. So if you come here happy and looking for adventure and fun stuff, it's here. It's here to find. Uh, if you come here miserable and unhappy, you're going to be miserable and unhappy. Changing locations doesn't change that fact. For me, it's kind of been in the middle of the road. I mean, I love it, but it's different, and I'm adjusting to the whole concept of being retired. Um, the heat is different. It's hot. It's definitely hot. If you're a person from up north and don't like heat, you're gonna have your hands full here. There are days when it feels like when the weather starts giving you those interpretations of the numbers where it feels like a certain temperature. The actual temperature is one thing, but it feels like, yeah, it feels like 110 plus many days. So even in the shade, like I'm sitting here underneath the canopy next to the road, I got you can kind of sort of see it. That's the service road here. And then over there, where all the traffic is, that's the main highway that runs through Panabo City. And even sitting here underneath the shade, it's hot. So it's something you have to get used to. Luckily, I have the advantage of being from Florida. Yeah, I'm kind of used to the heat. Doesn't cripple me as bad as it does some people. Um, Here recently, been in the news with a lot of earthquakes. Hell, we had one last night, 5.4 or something, 175 miles away from where I'm at. I felt it. I mean, everything was shaking for a minute, but nothing major. This fault line that they've got over here has gotten disrupted, and it's doing some shifting and moving, so it's continuing to throw out little tremors here and there. There's been a couple of big ones, but where I'm at, been no problems, no major damage or anything like that. Uh, Everybody talks about slower pace of life in the Philippines. Yeah, sorta. I mean, it's just like everywhere else, guys. I mean, seriously, people get up every day, they go to work, they go to their job, they're making their paycheck, they're taking their kids to school. It. I don't know how to stress it enough that it's not what you think. You know, it's not some mystical, magical land. It's just another country where people are living their lives, doing all the same shit that we do at home, trying to make it to Friday to get their paycheck and pay their bills. It's really not that different. You know, yeah, stuff is different because it's a different country. It's in Asia, but you know, there's so much more in common than there is differences. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Luckily I came to a small town, and things here are pretty chill, and it helped wake me up and shake me up immediately, where I realized that I don't expect the Philippines to entertain me and keep me entertained and amused and occupied 24/7, 365. And I think that too might be where some foreigners fail, because they'll come in here, they hit the ground running, man, and they just want to do everything. And they want to hit every tourist trap, and they want to go see everything, do everything. They want to date girls, they want to go to the clubs, they want to party, they want to drink, they want to do all kinds of stuff, and have a great time. And they do. And then 90 days in, they've done everything. everything they really kind of wanted to do. Now they're bored. Now they don't like it anymore. Now they want to figure out, oh, well, let me go to another country so that I can go do the same thing. I can go over there and, you know, live like a tourist and go do all the new stuff. And then 90 days after that, oh, well, I need to move to another country and do it again, you know. Which, you know what, if that's what they want to do and that's fine by them, you know, that makes them happy, cool, no problem. You can do that, you know, it's not a problem. But if you're planning on moving to a foreign country and living here long term, you got to realize that most days are just going to be regular life like they are back home. You know, you're going to hang out around the house, you're going to play video games, you're going to watch TV, you're going to watch movies and stuff. You might go out to the local place and get something to eat. You know, you might cook at home, whatever. It's just going to be regular life. You know, you're not going to be doing all the touristy stuff every single day. Not if you're going to live here long term. I mean, there's a there's only a finite amount of time that you can do all the touristy stuff before you kind of burn out. So for the guys that learn to live here long term, you know, it's because they adjust to the normal day to day life. And that's something I'm kind of still working on a little bit because it's different now. I'm retired now. You know, I can't remember a time that, you know, I didn't have, you know, bills to pay, a job to go to, and, you know, all that stress and shit. So being retired and just chilling out, it's a completely different animal for me. A little juice. So not only am I adjusting to living here, I'm adjusting to retirement as a whole. And so far, I think I'm doing all right. I love the idea that I don't have a schedule. I get up and go and do what I want, when I want, how I want. Um, I don't have anybody to tell me what to do or how to do anything. I just do whatever I feel like. And that's fun for me. That's nice. Oh, let's see. I made a few notes here, so you know, I've been here a month, so I've of course been traveled around a little bit. I've gone to some of the local restaurants and things. I've been over to the mall. Been to the mall a couple different times. It's a small little mall here. It's called Gaisano Mall. It's fine. It's like a super Walmart with extra. Um, it's it's hard to explain, but there are a couple of places there in Texas where Walmart did a prototype. They called it Hypermart. The mall here is kind of like Hypermart. Hypermart had not only the grocery store, the Walmart store, and then a bunch of like mall like stores in the front of the building. Gaisano's kind of like that. It's got a whole bunch of little shops out front, but it's got the main grocery store part, and then it's got like the department store part. It's got everything. I mean, if you need it's there. Um, I went to Davao. I had to go to Davao just a couple of days ago. Went to Davao, which is the third largest city in the Philippines. Manila, of course, is the largest, and then Cebu is the second largest. Davao is the third. Had to go to Davao to go to immigration, so I had to get my extension for my visa, and that went fine. I mean, it was anytime you deal with the government, very similar. Almost like going to the DMV. Sometimes you walk in, it's busy as all get out, and it's going to take you forever. Luckily, I got there and there was hardly anybody there, but the people just don't care. They just want to shuffle you through and get you the hell away from them because they don't really want to work. Same thing as the DMV back home. Oh, for those of you who don't know, once you get here, whenever you go to deal with a government office, make sure you wear long pants. I found that out the hard way. I showed up in shorts, and they were like, "Nope, no can do." Now, fortunately for me, the people were very nice. They had a pair of like jogging pants that I borrowed and put over top of my shorts and got everything done. Had I known about that rule, I'd have showed up. I have long pants, but I didn't know. So that's a rule that anytime you're going to deal with government officials, you should probably wear long pants just to be sure. When I was in Davao, I did go to the Abriza Mall, which is huge. It's a 3-story mall. Pretty nice. I mean, it's fairly new. It's got a grocery store down on the bottom part of it. It's kind of different than our malls back home. They typically don't have grocery stores in them. This one had a nice big grocery store, but then it had all kinds of restaurants and all kinds of brand name stuff, and even had furniture stores, had every kind of store you can think of. And it had quite a few brand name stuff, you know. So that was a little surprising to me. Some of the stuff there was even a little rich for my blood from, being in the States. The brands that I wouldn't buy because you're paying for a name, not for anything quality or product. You're just buying the name. I don't shop at those kind of places. And then after Davao, I came back here to Panabo. Um, the only real issues I've been experiencing, well, I got locked out of Gcash, which is an app where you can transfer pesos into it and use it as a debit card. They locked me out because money laundering rules and all this, and they want, you know, blood sample, stool sample, my firstborn child, shit like that to try to justify, authorizing my account. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know that I'm gonna jump through your hoops. I'm kicking it around, but here it's pretty much cash. You know, carry cash for most everything. Every once in a while, you'll find a place that'll take a credit card, and that's fine. You just pop your card and go on about your day. Um, but the majority of the places, they don't really do digital, so you just pay cash. Um, One little frustration is a lot of the cash comes in 1,000 peso denominations, and it's like 57 pesos to the dollar. So a 1K bill is it's less than a 20, but most places around here really don't have cash and that much, and they don't have that kind of denomination. They don't have change. So it's better to get change when you can. Change those 1,000 bills into smaller denominations. Makes life much easier. Right now, I've been doing a combination of using an ATM, which has got some steep charges to it. They charge you like $5 here, plus your bank hits you for another $5. So every time you do a withdrawal, it's going to cost you $10. So if you're doing that a lot, it's going to rack up some bills there, rack up some charges. So that I can do Western Union to myself. I've done that already. That works. And then When you get a sizable amount of money, go to a bank and exchange the larger bills for change. Get smaller bills. Where I'm staying, unfortunately, kind of kind of hard to see it there, but let's see if I can put my finger on it. Right behind that sign there is another sign for Metro Bank. I could literally throw a rock and hit their sign. So that works super great. I hit the ATM, I walk inside, take the larger bills, get it broke down into smaller cash. Works good. Oh, I guess that's about it, really. My plans right now, I'm in Panabo until November 1st. I've got this place paid for, taken care of, and then I'm staying at the M Guest House in Panabo. And then November 1st, I'm gonna move to Davao. I've already got a place over there that I've rented for a month, and it's literally right across the street from the mall. There's like one major road between where I'm going to be staying and the mall parking lot. So I'll be in the big city for a month at least. After that, I don't know. I I have no plan. If I like Davao and stuff, I might look for a condo, and rent a condo. Um, from what I'm seeing, the condo rentals they're going anywhere from like 350 ish up to about 450 ish per month USD, and then usually your electric and water are separate. Some of them have condo dues that are separate. Usually the Wi-Fi is included, so if I spent 450 a month on that, another being I'm a fat old guy, I'm probably going to run the AC a lot, so I can figure at least another 150 a month for electric and water. So about 600 a month for the majority of my bills. The rest will be, like my phone, which that goes by data. And if you're using Wi-Fi a lot, you're not burning a lot of data, so you can get away with like, 10, $15 on your phone. Um, and then food. And because I'm a fat old guy, I like food. And I like coffee. I like specialty coffees. So I'm probably going to be spending more than the average person here on my food. And I'm realistic about it. I'm figuring I'm going to be probably at least spending 500 a month on food. That's still not bad. If I'm 600 for all my other bills, 500 on food, I'm 1100 a month in the ballpark. Somewhere between 11 to 1200. And that's living in a really nice place right next door to the mall. If you get away from the bigger city, get away from the condos, get away from the malls, go a little further out, you can find cheaper places. I mean, there's unfurnished places here in Panabo that you can rent for like 8,000, 7,000 pesos per month. The 8,000 ballpark of about 125 a month for an apartment, 1 or 2 bedroom apartment here in Panabo, but it's unfurnished. So, you would have to supply your own furniture, your own refrigerator. Sometimes you have to supply your own air con, um, you know, which is cheaper in the long run, believe it or not. Because once you buy all this stuff, you've got it, you know. So when I'm ready to actually settle down into a place for long term, I'll consider a place like that. Right now, I'm just bouncing around, so I'll just rent furnished. I'll pay the extra, rent furnished places. But hell, if you got a place here for 125, and then you spend another 150 for water and electric and all that, you know, you could easily be your bills could be under $300, and then add your food. You could be at $700, $800, $900 a month, no problem, and have a decent place to live. You know, and that's the way of it here. That's the actual truth. You know, you're going to pay more to be in the bigger cities than near everything, but you can get away with living cheaper, just like in the U.S. Location, location, location. That dictates what you're going to pay and what your lifestyle is like. What do you want to eat? What do you want to drink? I mean, do you drink alcohol and things like that? I don't drink. I maybe have a handful of drinks a year, so that's not a worry of mine. You know. All right, guys. I guess I'm just rambling, but I want to give you the update of what's going on, where I'm at. Yeah, I haven't made a video in a long time, and I'm sure some of the people are kind of wondering what happened to me and why I haven't been making videos. And it's just not what I thought it was. I didn't think it was going to be like this. Honestly, I thought there was going to be a whole lot more to talk about. I was thinking I'm going to do a video a week and you know do all this stuff. No, it's life. It's nothing all that unusual. So I really haven't had a lot to do and to show you. I mean, it's how exciting is it to go to a super Walmart, you know? And there's just again, I don't know what to tell you. It's just normal day-to-day life, guys. And if you come over here and you kind of can accept that and adjust to it, it is a lot cheaper, and you can live fairly good here. So, all right, I'm gonna get out. I will see you guys in the next video. I appreciate you watching. If you know anybody who's interested in this content, share it to them. And we'll see you guys in the next video.